Finally,
we are live.
and we are living.
We are back and we are live.
Yeah,
So,
Super Bowl.
the point I was
Sorry.
making before we got interrupted is this. We're talking about controversy with J-Lo and Shakira and their halftime show performance. And here's the thing. Yeah, we ordered pizza, and we got some jalapeno poppers here. And here's the deal. Yes, Shakira and J-Lo may have been a little risky and a little over the top and sexist and whatever the case may be. But at least it wasn't, I'll call it like 2006, 2007.
Yeah,
The halftime show performance with fucking Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson where he pulled off her part of her top and exposed her boob.
yeah, it was 2004.
Okay, 2004.
It was
Still.
well, yeah. Apparently that was a malfunction, but holy shit, did people make a hub up whatever, you know? When it's like it was an accident, it didn't necessarily mean to happen, but it did. And if it were the other way around, I don't even know. Like, seriously.
Like, okay, I do understand the fact that, yes, it was an accident and it didn't mean to happen. You still get my point, though, right? Like, everybody's all up in arms about the performance by Shakira and J-Lo, but it's like, you know, at least there wasn't anything exposed, accidental or not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. Other than that, never really pay attention to the Super Bowl except that shit. I'm sure Steve Terryberry is going to talk about it at some point.
oh, I'm sure he will.
Hopefully.
You know, it was Sunday last weekend. I saw Emily, or at least I think that's her name, and she was talking to me about how she's not really into the whole Super Bowl thing herself. She just likes getting together with people and enjoying the food and having beer and being with family and friends and having a good time. If you like, you know, football and there's a team in there that you want to win, yeah, you'll cheer for them on that. But aside from that, don't really care too much. And maybe if you're interested in who's performing the halftime show, you'll watch that as well. But it's just like Super Bowl is basically one big party.
Yep.
So, yeah. I was watching on YouTube before I came down to Matt's a thing with Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
And you and I were watching a video with Becky Lynch, and she was answering some questions about on Twitter. And this video I was watching was Drew McIntyre doing the same thing. And he was asked about whether he would bring back his first entrance theme for WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I get tweeted about this all the time. I get asked about it all the time. Everybody seems to love the song. It is a really good...
It's very catchy.
Pardon me, yes. It's a very good song. And yes, like you said, it is catchy. And McIntyre was like, with my character the way it is right now, I don't really think that song would fit my character, because he's like this tough Scottish badass, if you will,
Yep.
and he's that. Even though that song's a good song and it's catchy, he doesn't really feel like it will fit his character. And you look at when McIntyre first came into WWE, like 2012,
Just checking.
and it was like, he's this good looking guy, baby faced, in good shape, really talented, and he's got this song, Broken Dreams.
Oh yeah.
And then he gets fired, goes away for a little bit, comes back, and he's in NXT, and then eventually ends up on the main roster, and he's got the bagpipes and the drums and more of like music that resembles his heritage, if you'll be Scottish and whatever. And you look at Broken Dreams and his new entrance theme, worlds apart. Now, I think if there was a way to maybe take Broken Dreams and
Oh, hold on. Mm.
a little bit of jalapeno juice was flying. Anyway, if there's a way maybe to take Broken Dreams and his his new theme song and maybe mash it together and meld it together as one, or adapt Broken Dreams to suit him now in WWE, it may work better, but
I think that'd be fucking sick.
And another question he was asked was, which European superstar would you like to do a tag with? And he was like, well, Sheamus and I could do some damage, so could Cesaro and I. Walter and I would chop the shit out of everybody. And it's like, could you fucking imagine McIntyre and Walter as a team?
Christ.
Holy shit.
But they say that McIntyre will be he'll be the first British heavyweight champion if he wins at WrestleMania. Now, you can say, well, yeah, but what about Sheamus? But the fact is, though, Ireland is a separate country in the British Isles.
Yeah, that's always Scotland.
Yeah, well, Scotland has its own flag, but it's still associated with Britain. So it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
I was looking at Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss at Ride Along, and she's actually married to Killian Dean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. McIntyre was even asked about members of the Scottish Armed Forces, I think, maybe attending WrestleMania or his match with Lesnar. And he's like, it's not an opinion on it. And I was like, well, that's great. I love it. Being from Scotland and having that heritage and being proud to be from there. And he was like, when he won the Rumble, the reaction of everybody that he got tweets about on Twitter and stuff like that. And everybody was all excited for it and whatever. And then seeing the reaction from people in Glasgow,
Mm-hmm.
and they're celebrating like it's the World Cup, and there was a score a goal scored in like the last minute of play or whatever, people just going absolutely bonkers, and he goes. A lot of times at wrestling shows, you'll see people in the crowd with signs saying, "If so and so loses, we riot." But chances are that's just for show and it's all talk. Well, if they bring a sign that's, or if they, yeah, there's a sign from anybody in Scotland that says, "If McIntyre loses, we riot." Chances are there's going to be a fucking riot.
Yeah. The Scots are very proud people.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're very fucking. Well, you could say the same thing about the Irish and the English.
True.
They're very, rioting and.
Noble people.
Yeah, noble. That's the word. So, yeah, if fucking McIntyre loses at WrestleMania, that's going to be not.
Well, that's going to be ugly.
Because you look at last year when Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship, he was the first African-born WWE champion. And you saw the reaction of MVP and whatever the other dude was. Can't remember.
Who's Zach Gaspar?
Yes, yeah. So that means a lot to those.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That kind of crowd. But now you've got the opportunity. Because you've had an African champion now, you've had an Irish champion, an Iranian champion, I want to say Indian champion, but he's actually Canadian, but
yeah,
in Jinder Mahal. But to have a Scottish world champion, I forgot about the Italian, Bruno Sammartino.
Mm-hmm.
To have a British champion or Scottish, whichever, it solidifies the world wrestling entertainment thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, and I think it's McIntyre's time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said to you, his first go around, he could have easily been a world champion. He would have had to work his way up to that, but he for sure could have been a world champion with WWE. But then, unfortunately, he got fired.
Yeah.
He went elsewhere, went to Impact, had a hell of a run in Impact, was their world champion, and then comes back to WWE, starts off in NXT, he's the NXT champion on the main roster. Has been on a hell of a tear on the main roster so far. And, they put him over at the Rumble, and then going to lead into WrestleMania with him against Brock. And it's like, even though it's like 9 years or like 7 years later or so, it's due time for McIntyre to be world champion with WWE, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, never say never.
Oh, I know, exactly.
And I think you would be doing us in disservice, or whatever that word is, by putting the title on McIntyre, because really, how many more times are you going to have Lesnar as the champion?
Yeah, I mean, if you give McIntyre the world championship, it's not going to diminish McIntyre by any means. It's not going to diminish the world title, the WWE world title by any means. If anything, it'll make them both really back, on top, and hopefully excel McIntyre to the next level and keep the WWE title relevant. I mean, Kofi Kingston held the title for 6 months, I think it was.
Yeah.
And, look what happened to Kofi. Yes, he's a tag team champion right now, but he's still as popular as ever.
Yep.
And, with McIntyre being on this relative face run right now, but if you give him the world title, sky's the limit for him. So, I mean.
Yeah. And, I was watching After off their up show. I can't fucking talk right now. These fucking things are delicious, by the way.
Well, the
Oh,
last time we got these, you and I both found them rather spicy. This go
man.
around, I didn't find them quite as spicy.
They have a bite to them.
Like, there's definitely, like, last time we had the, by the way, if you get a chance and the jalapeno poppers, get the ones from Pizza. They're good. They're
But only in Canada.
They're not the green jalapenos, they're red ones.
Yeah.
So a little difference in like spice or whatever, but still really good. But like when we got jalapeno poppers last time from Pizza, it was like my mouth is on fire. Oh my god, I need something to put the fire out.
Yeah.
This time was like, okay, yeah, there's a nice well-rounded warmth in there, but it's not anything you can't handle.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like just going from like pizza place to here, outside and inside, whatever. It just like they're not cold by any means. They're still warm, but
Yeah.
like maybe in the cool down time, if you will, maybe just wasn't took away the spiciness. I guess I don't know.
No, Matt's got tears in his eyes. So
Could be just me then.
still good. I love spicy, but I was watching After Up show and Shark Daddy said that I think it was a comparison between McIntyre winning the Rumble. Or no. Hell, I can't even remember now. It was that person compared to Charlotte, and he didn't understand why people. Oh, Roman Reigns. That's what it was.
Roman to Charlotte, okay.
He didn't understand why people got behind Charlotte, but they took a long time to get behind Roman Reigns. And I thought because WWE did push Roman Reigns down people's throats.
To a certain extent, yes.
I know that in 2014, if it wasn't going to be Daniel Bryan, I would have wanted Roman to win. It would have made a lot of sense.
For sure.
However, that didn't happen, and it was a good thing. But he wins at 15, and people were like, "No, he sucks, and
Yeah, exactly.
he's a shits, and he needs to not be in the WrestleMania main event." And then, it goes from there. Now I think they're picking up a little bit more of a likeness for him, I guess. So, and, with Charlotte, it was, instant. Let's be fans of hers and let's cheer her on. And I think where the video was going was, and this is I agree with this actually, and Charlotte has been pushed down people's throat, but also she's been a fan favorite.
True.
And I don't like Charlotte for a lot of reasons. I mean, the fact is she came in and she said that I'm not going to be in the shadow of my dad. Yet she wears the robes and she goes, woo.
Well, but before you get too far out of your element there, my friend, let me assist you.
Okay.
When Charlotte was in NXT, she was her own person.
Well, that is true, yes.
She didn't do the woo. She didn't wear the robe. She didn't attempt the strut. She didn't do anything like that. She was her own individual, had her own identity.
Right.
Was still doing the whole athletic thing and what have you, but she didn't try to copy her father.
Oh, yeah, you're right there. You're absolutely right there.
And then once they had the match with Charlotte against Natalia and, having Ric Flair ringside and Bret ringside, and at the end, Ric and Charlotte are doing the strut in the middle of the ring. Once it got closer for her to leave NXT and go off to the main roster, that's when she started to be more like Rick
Right.
wearing the robes, doing the woo, maybe not necessarily doing the strut as much, but every once in a while she'd break it in.
Well, she did do the strut when she won the NXT Women's Championship,
Right.
but that's about it, actually. So,
So it was like she wanted to be her own individual, but once they saw that Charlotte and Rick were quite similar but still different, they took that and ran with it.
like last year's WrestleMania, I try to understand certain things, and there's certain matches at every WrestleMania that I despise. And yes, I definitely agree. A women's championship match should have main evented WrestleMania.
Right.
I disagree with, okay, so we're going to have Becky and Ronda Rousey have a match. However, we're going to throw in Charlotte. And it's like, how the fuck does that make any sense?
Basically, it was the right move to make, having a women's match main event WrestleMania.
Yes.
It just took too damn long to get there.
Right. And then, of course, you had Becky 2 belts after that. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
and we know how long that lasted. Exactly.
so the fact of the matter is she's been put into matches that I feel she didn't deserve.
Right.
I think that putting her in this match at WrestleMania. Now, the interesting part was, and we're going to watch NXT too,
Yes.
if you haven't watched
I
it.
haven't seen it yet.
So then we're going to watch it because she went over and she's going to challenge, Ripley challenge.
It was on Monday Night Raw where Charlotte was like, who am I going to challenge? Am I going to challenge Becky for the Raw Women's Championship? Or am I going to challenge Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship?
Yeah.
And she's like, I've already been SmackDown Women's Champion. I've already been Raw Women's Champion. I've already beaten Becky. I've already beaten Bayley. So, like, what's next? Who do I choose? And, of course, the fans are chanting, Rhea Ripley. And Charlotte's like, yes, I have love for NXT, and NXT's got love for their queen. And, of course, out comes Rhea Ripley, and it's like, okay, that's cool. And Rhea's like, you want to challenge a champion for WrestleMania? How about you pick me? And it's like, all right. It seems as if ever since Survivor Series, NXT is taken off to a whole new level. Because you have the three main rosters, if you will. NXT, Raw, and SmackDown on Survivor Series. That was a massive success, in my opinion. And then, you've got quite a few NXT stars make appearances on Raw, and then, the potential for having the NXT Women's Championship defended at a WrestleMania, they haven't done it yet, so why not pull the trigger on it?
I think that's a really good idea and a really good point. But I mean, I could see people go, all right, what happens to NXT TakeOver then? Like, I don't know. I'm sure they may or may not have NXT TakeOver Tampa, but
yeah,
it'll be interesting because, I mean, it's great to have the NXT Championship or NXT Women's Championship defended at WrestleMania, but I just don't know how that's going to go. And
true.
The fact is, it kind of feels like, okay, so Rhea's got an opponent and Charlotte Flair. Who do you think Adam Cole would take on?
True.
Now there is a very interesting thing to have Adam Cole, Seth Rollins feud.
Yes.
Down the road, but I just don't know. I mean, right now, I think that we'll go see where Adam Cole is going to get into next.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll see what happens in the months leading to WrestleMania. And, On the topic of the Hitman, of course, I think it's fitting to bring up the fact that just recently, I'm not sure how recently, but just recently, he was diagnosed with skin cancer. So,
Fuck.
yes.
I did not know that.
I actually saw about it on Facebook, so all the best to the Hitman
Yes.
in
Yes.
his fight against another cancer.
I mean, my grandmother went through the war. She went through colon cancer. She went through 2 breast cancers. And so she's a brave woman. And I know that the Hitman Bret Hart will be brave as well.
Well, he's already gone through one cancer
He's-
issue, and now he's going through another.
Yeah. And so, I mean, all the best.
Yes.
I know that for me, being an 8-year-old boy who just got into wrestling, and yes, my first favorite wrestler was Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Bret Hart was number 2 for me, and was always one of the best wrestlers in my opinion. And unfortunately, I never was an Owen Hart fan because of that. But the fact of the matter is that, like him or not, and I know that he's a very opinionated person, and as we all know, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. So
For sure.
I still wish him the best, and
Yes.
hopefully he will beat this. I know skin cancer definitely is. I don't know how difficult it is, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's just. Wow, that's just. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, though,
Yeah.
I had just recently seen a report, I'll call it, that Triple H is interested in signing a fairly big Japanese star to a contract with WWE and maybe even NXT, and Kazuchika Okada,
Oh,
the Rainmaker.
Shit.
I don't know when negotiations necessarily started with that, or what it's going to be like, and whether or not Okada will be interested in signing with WWE and joining a WWE. I think for sure it would be a great addition to WWE, and hell, if he goes to NXT, that would be great. I mean, we've already got Kushida on there. So, there you go. There's one of those 10 million yen.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you had Shinsuke Nakamura, Kenta. I used to say Kenta Kobashi, but that's a different wrestler altogether.
Completely different wrestler altogether.
So, Kenta, Shinsuke Nakamura,
Asuka.
Yep, Asuka, Kairi Sane,
Yeah.
Io Shirai, of course. You mentioned the new one, Kushida, yeah. Yeah, and it's cool when you watch these guys perform in their native country and they go over. My whole worry is if they go to Raw or SmackDown, like Nakamura, how are they going to be treated? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because McMahon has a history of fucking most of the, indie talent up a little bit.
Yeah.
Although I think Brian's definitely got his American Dragon gimmick down pat.
I think so, yeah.
Again, so
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting, and I think that, I mean, it's weird, but who knows who else the WWE is going to bring up to the roster.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so keep an eye out on social media and maybe NXT and WWE over the next little while, we'll call it. Maybe you never know. We could see the Rainmaker in WWE.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome. Anyways, so this has been our second, well, this will be part 2 of our second blog of Wheels of Fury YouTube chat. So
Yeah.
we will see you next week for
St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
That's a Buffalo thing.
I know. I'm excited. So anyways, so yeah. Deuces.
And let us know too if you want to see us do more of these YouTube lives. We've done.
Yes, please.
We do YouTube or Facebook lives quite regularly, but
We want questions, yo.
Yeah, go. We've been trying to get you guys to ask us questions for the last almost 4 years now, and so far nothing's come up. Don't be afraid. Ask us anything, and yeah, by all means, ask us if you want, or let us know if you want to see us do more live streams on YouTube.
Yeah. Can you believe that 4 years is going to be
4 years next month.
Yeah, 4 years, March 4th is what I meant to say.
Yes.
So, anyways, talk to you later.